for the time being. I'm going to start using a Harmony Elite, so that's going to be my next purchase. And it's the same thing with the popcorn maker. I'm looking on Amazon. They have a 6-ounce popcorn maker for like $130, so it's not bad. What else? Yeah, new QSC amp. Well, another one, I should say. And then I want to get rid of the 8-channel amplifier from QSC. Going ahead and sell it. And I'm looking into putting in 2 4.5s, so that way these have their own dedicated amplifier. And then the Atmos channels will have their own dedicated amplifier. I feel better that way. Plus, it's more power going to those speakers. Because sometimes, honestly, if I'm listening to music, I'll actually play it through my surrounds. Hardly ever do I ever play it behind the screen. I know I'm kind of weird like that, but I'll set these to full band, and I'll just listen to the surround speakers. But sound staging is so much wider through the Arcam. The dialogue is so much better, it's so much cleaner, and that's just the native sound of the unit itself, on top of having direct, makes the unit so much better. And I'm not ashamed that I've been using Onkyo for the longest time, because Onkyo is still a really good company. And if you guys didn't hear, unfortunately, Onkyo is no longer going to be sold here in the United States. I think I brought it up before, I don't know. But I read about that last night, and it's so funny that I read about that. I'm coming from, years, like it was 2012 that I bought my first Onkyo. Been in love with Onkyo ever since then. They've had the most HDMI inputs. Odyssey has been amazing. And when they started doing AccuEQ, I was really pissed off about it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys were too. Because AccuEQ ain't worth a crap. It sounds like shit, it really does. I really think, especially how the way those Onkyo receivers are, they deserve so much better. And I think that if Onkyo actually just jumped on board with Dirac, their machines would be just so much better. But that's not going to happen. And my uncle doesn't buy it from me, which he's actually getting a cheaper deal than what I'm going to put it up online for. So if I do sell it online, it's going to be for, I'm going to post it up for $600, and then we'll go about it from there. But that's the remote, power cable, and the microphone. But I think if these companies did away with these type of microphones and start doing the microphones on the laptops, I think we get a much more pure sound from these units, because those microphones, somebody was talking about those and how the way they introduce noise into your system. Well, if that's the case, and even if Onkyo did not provide a microphone for the system, we had to go out and go buy our own, I would be totally okay with it if their system was able to be done online. So another thing, what I'm coming away from, let's look back here on the back of the Onkyo. You guys will see 2 antennas, and for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. This here has up to about 3 zones. The main zone itself, which would be the movie room. Second, let's say outdoor speakers. Third zone would be master bedroom. It's got Spotify, Tidal, all that stuff on it. The Arcam, unfortunately, only has Spotify. There's no Tidal on board, no Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi, none of that. So it's pretty much a plain Jane machine, which that's fine for this movie room, because the less junk that the receiver has to focus on, I think a better product it's going to be. And just because it can focus more on just processing itself, not, oh, hey, now I have to run speakers outside and speakers inside of another bedroom. I'd rather have an option if Onkyo can do it later on well, you know what? They're irrelevant now. I forgot they're no longer made they're no longer sold here. If, let's just say, a company like Marantz you know, did the same thing here, I'd buy them. But actually, I stay away from Marantz. I've not been happy with Marantz sound. It's the same thing with Denon. The only person, even the same thing like with Klipsch, I've never really been impressed. The only person who has a system that's really impressed me from Klipsch and a sound processor from Marantz is Michael from Youthman. His system is so freaking amazing. It's so clean. Now, I'm pretty sure that when he gets that monoprice processor set up, I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be sold on it versus his Marantz 7705. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't hate on Marantz. You know, if you like Marantz or, you know, you're a big Denon fan and you don't want to upgrade, that's fine. But if you buy something with Dirac on board, there's nothing that compares to it besides Anthem. They have Anthem room correction. So it's about the only thing that can even come close. But this here, you know, you got some serious stuff if you got to pull out the laptop to work on your machine. So the fact that this thing here is not wired, the only other option is do like what I did. Buy a wireless mesh system. We got TP-Link, runs just fine throughout our house. 0 issues, no lag, runs just fine. And down there, I'm not going to show you all the mess of wires because it's just kind of hard to tell. There's a switch down there. And then coming up from that switch is this yellow cable. It's the same one that I've had hardwired into the back of the Onkyo because I don't believe in wireless. Hardwire is definitely the way to go. So I highly, 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 highly recommend, you know, just do it like this. Well, especially if you're going to buy this unit itself, this is the only way that you're going to do it. Now, I don't know how close the Arcam would come to with Trinov. I seriously doubt that this thing could even touch it. Trinov is in a whole nother league. So, and then another thing that I have to test out too is lag from HDMI inputs, because the Onkyo's always had lag. I don't know what the hell it was about their processing. It's just been so slow. And it's not Onkyo's fault because they use the same chips that a lot of companies use, like Marantz. I think Yamaha uses them, Sony. But it's just slow processing. Like, you know, you'll have video up on screen before the audio kicks in. It's not a huge delay, but it's just one of those minor inconveniences that you just kind of have to deal with. So far with this unit, it's been very rare, at least when it comes to analog input anyway. Like, for example, you know, I'm watching YouTube through my NVIDIA Shield, and it's analog. There's no delay in it. Runs just fine. So it's like, it's pretty much, it's alive all the time, where it feels like sometimes with the Onkyo, you switch between videos. Sometimes it'll stay awake, sometimes it'll just go to sleep for a few seconds and wake right back up. And that's pretty much what I'm describing again, is that delay. And it just kind of gets on my nerves. So that's something else that's pretty much gone away. I really don't want to sell my Onkyo because I love the Onkyo in its own way because of the fact that it does have those key extra features, because I want to use it in my family room. You know, do just a 5.1. I don't want 7.1. I don't want Dolby Atmos. I don't want any of that shit out there. That's what this room is for me to BS in here. In that living room, simple 5.1, even without subs, that's okay. And I also wanted it, you know, to run outdoor speakers. And if I wanted a second zone somewhere, I would have bought like a wireless. This is the only time when I would go wireless. You know, do like a wireless RCA system. Put that inside of my bedroom for speakers, because my bedroom, I don't sleep in the master bedroom. So since that one does have Chromecast on it, I can stream it all throughout the house, because I have Google speakers pretty much everywhere. And the nice thing about that Onkyo is I can literally make it stream with the rest of the whole house system. And there's, again, no delay, no lag. The other thing that I want to upgrade is I want to get a shelf for the projector. I don't want to get a rack mount. I mean, not a rack mount. I don't want to do a wall mount or ceiling mount or any of that, just because we don't own this house. So, but all right, guys, we're gonna do another video here later on down the road, maybe later today. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.